need to do my intro. I never know how to start these. I never know how to start them other than just going, "Hey, welcome back," kind of thing. Yes, hi, hello, welcome back. I'm John. This is the Silly Goofy Podcast. I don't know what I'm doing. I have a guest, Cydney Edwards, today. This is Cydney.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for being here first, by the way.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
I'm going to act like we haven't been friends for years and just pretend this is strictly a professional thing. No. Yeah, can you, introduce yourself and, who you are, what you do kind of thing real quick?
I'm Cydney. What do?
You sing in Pleasure Dome.
I sing in Pleasure Dome, yeah.
How would you describe Pleasure Dome? If you haven't heard Pleasure Dome, they're fantastic. How would you describe, your guys' sound? Because it's very, unique. It's very cool. I don't know how to describe it. I'm horrible with genres other than just, I make heavy music, you know?
I don't know. I guess I've just been describing it as, post-punk, maybe a little bit like dream pop, and people kind of get the idea off of that.
I definitely can see, the dream pop side of things. Because I think, I want to get a poster of it, but I think one of the first shows that you guys and, Guilt and Bloom played was together on Earth Day a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that show, and I remember seeing you guys, and then at one point, I think our old vocalist Jay used to work with somebody in Pleasure Dome.
Oh, yeah, with Aaron.
And yeah. And I think they went up to them afterwards, and they were like, I felt like I just did acid, but, in the best way possible kind of thing. But it's really cool. I don't know how to describe it. It's just fun.
Somebody, one way a lot of people have described it is music from the Twin Peaks series.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
But I think one of my favorites was when someone described it as sexy desert music.
That's amazing. I never heard of sexy desert music. That's awesome. So I've noticed on social media, flyers and stuff like that, it's Pleasure Dome, but it's spelled P.L.E.A.S.U.R.E, a period between every letter of the first name. Is there a reason for that, or is it just that looks cool?
No.
It's just because it looks cool?
I guess so.
Nice. Hell yeah, I love that. I didn't know if I was it seems like a stretch, but I was is each letter supposed to be P stands for this and then L is this kind of thing? I mean, either way, it's still really cool.
Peace, love.
P stands for P, stands for P, L stands for love. I got
no,
nothing
I
else.
think it was just a stylistic choice initially, and then it
Okay.
kind of just fell off.
I mean, it does look really cool. I haven't really seen many other bands that have something like that, so it definitely catches your eye. When you're looking at a flyer or something like that, or just you see it at out in social media or anywhere, you see it and it's my intrigue has been piqued. Or no, my interest has been piqued. I'm intrigued is what I meant to say. But that's cool. How long have you guys been a band?
I guess since 2020 kind
Okay.
of. I mean I auditioned for the band at the end of 2019.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of just evolved very, very slowly since then.
Okay. So this was something that was kind of already established. It wasn't because I know that okay, so a little bit of context. I've known Cydney for a couple of years now. I was actually in a band with one of her brothers.
Yeah.
Which, that was fun. I haven't talked to him in years.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on here.
Yeah, I don't see him or talk to him nearly as much as I want to.
Yeah. You see, your other brothers that, talk to them pretty... Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I saw one of them at the last Pleasure Dome show. One of the last Pleasure Dome shows I went to.
Oh.
I saw one of them there. I was like, hey. So that was cool.
Yeah. Porch Fest, my younger brother brought my niece. So that was fun because it was her first concert.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I waved to her from the stage. She was so cute.
I remember one of the... it wasn't the Earth Day show. It was the show with Rig Time, obviously a few months down the line. But my niece came to that show. It's when Evie, before her and I lived together, she was coming down to visit because she lived 4 hours away from me. So she would come down for the weekends every now and then if she could. And she came down for that show. And my niece came, and she was really excited about going to the show and everything. But one of the stipulations was her father, my brother, was yeah, you can go, but you stay next to John and Evie. You don't leave their side, because she's pretty young.
Is that Billy's daughter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She came up for Thanksgiving actually. Her and my mom came up.
Oh, nice.
It was really nice to see her. She's getting so big.
Oh,
anyway,
my gosh.
but I remember she was at that show, and for whatever reason, whenever I would curse, she would be like, "Hey, don't say that," kind of thing.
Wait, how old
But
is she?
oh God, don't do this to me.
Like,
I mean, I think she's almost 13.
oh,
I
okay.
think she's like 12 or 13. I could be wrong if I am. I'm sorry. But I remember at that show, like she kept saying that or whatever, and everybody else could curse besides me. And at one point, I think I said like "fuck" over the mic when we were playing or whatever. And you can curse if you want to, by the way. You don't have to by any means, but you have that option if you choose. But I remember saying that, and then she was like, "Hey, no swearing, Uncle John." And I was like, "Oh yeah, my niece says that everyone else can swear besides me." And everyone laughed. And then Tyler Reed from the background was like, "Fuck yeah, Jada."
Oh my God.
It was just really funny. But yeah, that's awesome that your niece came.
Yeah.
So you said that you auditioned in like early or like late 2019?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
no. It must have been, I'm sorry, it was late 2020.
How dare you mess up? No, I'm kidding. It's fine. It was late 2020, you said?
The end of 2020.
Okay, that makes sense because I feel like our show together was late 2020, early 2021. Because it was like it was like once the lockdown had been lifted. Because I was going to say, if you like auditioned in end of 2019, that'd be a horrible time to like, "Hey, I just joined a band. I'm super excited to play shows." Oh, no. The whole world shut down. No. So that band has been around for a little bit, but you've been playing music before then. Like, you've been playing music like almost your whole life, essentially, right?
I guess, like, kind of. I feel like it's always kind of been there, but I feel like I've always just been very surface level with it.
That's fair.
I did like the worship band stuff when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember like just like jamming you through every now and then. Like, we'd be at youth group or whatever, and somebody would bring out guitars and whatnot. You were actually, I think about this often. You were the person who taught me how to play "This Photograph Is Proof" by Taking Back Sunday.
whoa, no way.
That's one of my favorite Taking Back Sunday songs, and I remember you played that, and I was like, "No way!" This was like before I really knew you, but I was like, "No way! She's so cool."
That's so wild. I didn't even remember that I knew that song at any point in my
Really?
life.
It's like now that I know how to play it, I'm like, "Oh, this is, relatively to me, obviously," but I was like, "Oh, this is pretty easy." But I remember hearing you play that, being like, "That's so cool. How does she know how to do that? That's sick."
How did I know how to do that? That's crazy.
Well, because like you and your brothers and everything would play music together a lot, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
I know that like your brothers at least played music together, but I assume that you also played with them.
Yeah.
Come from a musical family.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the main thing, which I didn't. I feel like I kind of like took that for granted a lot growing up, and then it was like after being in the band and like just talking about like our upbringings and stuff, I realized like, wow, like I guess it's like not that common, I guess.
Yeah.
It was yeah, I guess it was kind of like special in that sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Do you remember? I think it was your birthday. We played at your house.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. I remember we played at your house. It was your birthday, yes, because I remember you wanted us to cover a song. I can't remember who it's by, but we covered "The Girl Ain't Preggers."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was. I remember hearing that, being like, "This song's weird. Why does she want to cover this?" But it was still cool. It was fun. We made it heavy.
You did like the Beatles' "Happy Birthday."
Oh yeah, we did. Oh God, how does that even go? That's right. Yeah. I feel like when you and I were younger, we kind of like talked about our love for the Beatles a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know, maybe you were there too. I remember like playing a lot of Beatles songs like in, I think it was Elijah's attic.
Yes, probably. Yeah. I feel like we all kind of like bonded over our love of the Beatles and just kind of played music together. But oh man, that takes me back. I remember just being in like the attic of the Knowlton's house, because that's where like all the music equipment was, just like making just like any music that we could, because we were like, we were like 15, 16. We were like, music is sick. So we just did whatever. Most of the time it was horrible, but it was still fun. But yeah, I remember that. I remember too, you, like when I first started hanging out with like Will and everything, and I went to your guys' house for, I think we were like practicing or whatever, but I went there and you played the Charlie Brown theme on piano.
Oh.
And I thought that was the coolest thing.
That was probably Morgan. That was probably my
Sure?
little brother. Yeah, because
I feel like you played something on piano that was really cool. I don't remember what it was, but I remember
Maybe, yeah.
I remember being like, oh wow, Cydney plays piano, that's sick.
Yeah,
And then I think I remember Morgan doing the do 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 do,
Yeah.
and that made me want to do it. So I learned that. It's very hard,
Whoa.
but yeah, I haven't done it in years.
Yeah, I never learned that. My brother, my little brother Morgan learned it, but I feel like I did a lot of like classical. I learned a lot of classical music and just like a lot of Beatles songs, pop songs.
Make that song. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was some show. I think you and Elijah covered Banana Pancakes. Making banana pancakes. I don't know.
Was that one of those
the
like
words.
library shows?
I don't know. Like the music. Hold on. What was it called? The Unadilla Pre-Labor Day Music Extravaganza. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. But yes. So for context, there was a show. Cydney has a brother. Him and I used to be in a band together. We were called Trippin' on Sunday. We were terrible, but we had fun.
Wait, that's not true. That's not
I know
true.
it's just subjective. I'm like,
Okay,
yeah, we were
okay.
bad. But, I mean, I'm glad you don't think
I've
so.
gone back and like watched some of those like videos from like one time you guys played in like the auditorium at the elementary school.
Oh God,
and, like,
yeah, yeah. It was It
was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And
yeah,
like,
we played for like youth group and stuff like that every now and
Yeah.
then. It was cool because we also went to youth group together. So like we wanted to play shows, but like we didn't really know how to like book shows or like how to like reach out to people and be like, hey, can we play in this place or whatever, we're still pretty young, but we wanted to play shows. So we went and like, I think it was mainly Axel and Will, but like I was there a little bit, just a little bit. I helped I did a little bit of help, but we like went and talked to the mayor and everything, and then we were like, yeah, we want to put on a show like behind the library, it'd be good for the community, whatever. We said the stuff that they want to hear. But yeah, we put on this thing and we called it the Unadilla Pre-Labor Day Music Bonanza.
Yeah.
That's what it was, not the extravaganza. It was the bonanza. Oh man, yeah, that was. I remember I played with Elijah and I played the Blue Jays. That was another thing that we just did in his attic. Was like we made a band called the Blue Jays, and we wrote that song about like it was just an all in fun. We wrote that song about Josh Olkowski.
Okay, for some reason I thought that he was in the band, but you just had a song about it.
Well, I think maybe he was, because back then we took it so seriously. But I feel like I don't remember exactly how it happened, but for whatever reason he didn't want to do it or couldn't do it. I don't know. But yeah, we had a song. I remember we played 2 songs. We had a song called "Food" and then "The Definition of Josh Olkowski." And it was just Axel like saying random things about Josh. None of them were true. It was just like us poking fun at him, but he was a good sport about it.
Oh.
But yeah, Josh Olkowski was a really nice guy. But yeah, we would play shows. Her brother and I would play shows behind the library. I think we did it like 2 or 3 years in a row. I know at least 2. And I remember my mom came one time. That was cool.
Did she bring her little chihuahua?
I think so. Yeah, Trixie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Tim's band played one year too.
Yeah. I wanted to say Protest the Hero. That's not what it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were called.
It wasn't Awaiting Plague at the time, I don't think.
Oh.
It might have been Awaiting Plague. I don't remember. Oh, no. Perish the Thought, I think, was the name of the band. Yes, Perish the Thought. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Timmy, if you watch this or listen, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But, yeah, they played. And I remember like seeing them without their one guitarist. I only remember seeing them with Doug Anthony. We called him Doug for some reason, but I remember seeing them with pretty much everybody besides Gabe. And then I saw them play with Gabe, and I was like, oh wow, this sounds so much different, like better. But yeah, his band played. We had like Glass Skeleton Death March, Siberian Death March. They're both like metal bands from Oneana. We had Red Light Departure. Remember them? Oh man.
Wow, you have a great memory because don't remember.
I remember like when that was like when Trippin' on Sunday was playing, we were playing the end of Stuck in Neutral, and that little like when it all comes in, and Will went to jump off of one of the speakers, like the PA speakers, and he like tweaked his knee.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, and I remember somebody was filming like from behind, so you could see like us playing and then the crowd and everything. But some little kid, I'm not going to say his name, he was wearing a shirt that like we all signed, and the person was filming and like zoomed in on his shirt, the back of it, and just in the corner you can just see Will stumble into frame and fall.
No.
But yeah, he handled it well. He was good. I think he just like wore a knee brace for a few months after that, but he was a good sport about it. Oh my God, I remember Sam Nelson climbing on top of the fence by the baseball thing and just like swinging around. Like, it was dangerous. He just like swung around the top of it and was just headbanging really hard.
Oh my gosh.
He just went nuts all the time at shows. It was awesome. But yes, anyways, well, we kind of covered most of the questions. I was going to say, do you keep in contact with your brothers much? But you kind of already covered that. So my next question was going to be, how's your mom and dad? How is Mrs. Edwards?
They're good. They're
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, I think they're kind of they're living their best lives right now.
Just vibing. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, my
Just living their
mom's
best
got,
life.
you know, a million chickens and turkeys and dogs and well, at least one less turkey than she did 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Thanksgiving. Do you remember I don't know if you were there or not, but do you remember the flood that happened? Not '06. There was a flood like a few years later. Your mom just like let me and my mom come up and stay with you guys. Because like we lived right in downtown of Unadilla and the town was flooding. And she was like, yeah, you guys can come stay with us if you want. So we stayed at your house for like 2 or 3 days. So that was really nice. Your mom's always been really nice. Like really sweet to us.
Really nice.
Yeah, is she still at the library?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, she's doing like at-home care.
Nice, that's cool.
Yeah,
I love
she's
that.
good at taking care of people.
Yeah, she is. What was the name of that band that Will was in when he lived in the city? Do you remember?
When he lived in the city?
Our Hero Tragic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember they played
Whoa.
Sorry. They played the Unadilla show as well.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did he play with them? Or
I don't know.
It might have just been like friends from the city.
It might have been friends. I don't remember exactly. I know he was involved with them somehow. I think he was going to, and then he had to move. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But either way, I remember your mom, I think Will was playing in Our Hero Tragic song, and your mom was being funny. So, like, from the other side of the house, she heard it, and she just goes, turn that crap off!
Oh, my God.
It was really funny. Your mom's a sweetheart. How's your dad doing? What's he up to?
Oh, he's great. He just celebrated 6 years sober.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah.
We love that.
He's, like, counseling for other people, you know, who are, like, dealing with addiction. And
Nice.
Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Good for him.
Like, I feel like just seeing the best sides of him right now.
That's amazing. I love that. Good
Which
for
has
him.
always been cool.
Yeah.
But, you know.
like seeing it firsthand is just like, this is such an awesome feeling, I bet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Next time you see him, tell him, or next time you talk to him, tell him I said hey and proud of him.
I will.
Hey, congrats, proud of you, whatever, you know. So, you're playing in Pleasure Dome. Is there anything that you do, like, when you're playing to, like, get in the zone? Or, like, get inspired to play live shows or just write music in general? Because I feel like the writing process for Pleasure Dome has got to be interesting. in a good way. I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
Because it's just so, like, I don't know. It's so cool. I don't know how to describe it, but it just seems like it would be. It seems like it would be really fun to write like that. I know I couldn't because I'm like, I play opens and gross chords, but writing something like that, is it difficult to like write stuff with everybody or whatever?
I wouldn't say that it's difficult. So basically what happens, somebody, a lot of times, like Brandon, the guitar player, or most recently, like Jeff, our bassist, they'll kind of get like the start of the song, whether it's like a riff or like the whole structure of the song.
Okay. Like a skeleton kind of thing for it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then everybody kind of like builds off of that, obviously. But I kind of just like wait until they're pretty much done with the music. The music is mostly there.
My computer shut off again randomly, sorry. You were saying that like your guitars and basses will kind of like get a structure of something, and then you're saying you don't really come in until it's like more so finished, I think you said?
Yeah. I'll listen to the song like in the background, just like as I'm doing stuff around the house, but I won't really like sit with it and just like, you know, put my headphones in, like really zone out until it's like all the parts are there. So as far as like the guitar parts, like, you know, I have nothing to do with that. It's like,
That's fair.
I feel like really lucky. I feel like I work with like the best musicians, you know. It's like if
Yeah.
I could like put together like my
Yeah.
dream roster, you know, it's like that's who I would be doing it with.
I mean,
anyway.
everybody in that band is just so good and so tight at everything they do.
And like really like refined taste
Mm-hmm.
too, and just they like the people who are in the band right now really care, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
I just found out that you have the old drummer of Cattle Drums, and that just made
Yeah.
me love you guys that much more because
Yeah.
Cattle Drums fucking ruled.
Yeah, it's so crazy too because like, you know, we had like our like youth group scene, and then it kind of moved
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
Oneonta, and there were like all like the Johnny Booth shows and stuff.
Love
But
Johnny Booth. I'm really trying to get Andrew Herman on this podcast.
Oh,
I texted
cool.
him about it. I'm just waiting for a response.
oh hell yeah, so you know, I kind of like was part of that like by proxy, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Like, you know, because I, you know, obviously wanted to see you guys play. But
Thanks,
then,
by the way.
but then I just like I wound up at like a cattle drum show. I think I saw cattle drums first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found like summer people through going to like a
yeah,
cattle drum
yeah, yeah.
show.
I remember Summer People.
Yeah,
I think I saw them at the Moose Lodge. That was like the
Oh,
place
no
to be for
way.
shows in Oneonta for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw them there. There was like a house up on Chestnut Street that had a lot of shows.
I don't think I ever went to a Chestnut Street show up in Oneonta. I wanted to because I saw like videos of Johnny Booth playing there and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I just love house shows. So
Yeah, yeah.
there's quick house show story. I'm straight edge for those who don't know. I went to a house show one time at I think it was Chestnut Street. I can't remember. There was like a place in Binghamton that was like the spot for house shows, and it was after Lilac Night played, and I remember Axel made a comment to me. He's like, "Oh, you can't go to the show. You're straight edge. There's going to be drinking there," because he'd always make jokes like that. And I remember going along with it, and I was like, "Don't worry, not a drop of alcohol is going to touch my lips." And then hold on, relax. And then like we went to the show. I don't know who was playing, but some band was playing. They were really good. Some dude like had a beer or whatever, and he just started like flinging it in the air like this. I kid you not, a single drop of beer landed on my bottom lip. That has never happened to me before in my life. But
Broke edge.
I know, yeah, I'm a fraud. No. But yeah, anyway, sorry, you were saying like shows up at Chestnut Street and everything.
Yeah, I feel like it was almost like a growth spurt or something. I don't know how else to put it, like where it was like, oh, this is something that I'm doing like really for myself because like I love these bands versus just like I'm going to these shows because like all my friends are here and my brother's
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, it was like
It was like a more personal thing.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
wow,
fair.
like these bands are really sick, and I like.
I feel like that's also like more your like obviously not to take away from like Trippin' on Sunday or anything like that or Johnny Booth or whatnot, but I feel like bands like that are more your style, like more what you listen to normally. So
yeah,
that makes
although
sense.
I do like. Especially lately, I really love like hardcore music, and especially going to the shows.
Ooh,
like,
who you been listening to recently?
I've listened to like a lot of Mind Force.
I love Mind Force.
Yeah.
They played Oneonta before when they were Living Laser.
Whoa.
Yeah,
no
and
way.
yeah, that was the first time I ever saw them. Yeah, Mind Force is rad. I have a Mind Force CD somewhere here. I don't know where exactly, but I have a Mind Force CD. Yeah, they're rad. Evie and I just went and saw Stray from the Path on Sunday.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Where
that
did
was.
they play?
They played in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
Which I fangirled a lot. I've been like obsessed with everything that Craig Reynolds, their drummer, anything that he does, because he has a podcast, which kind of inspired me to do this more. He does that. He has a YouTube channel and just like streams on Twitch and Straight from the Path. So I've just been like really into them. That got me back into Straight from the Path. Evie was putting up with me nonstop talking about it and stuff, so she surprised me with tickets to see them,
nice.
which was very sweet. It was them in Silverstein.
Whoa.
But we didn't stay for Silverstein because I'm a sleepy boy,
Oh.
and we had a 3-hour drive home.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love Silverstein, don't get me wrong, but I just mainly wanted to see Straight from the Path. And I was like, I was pretty close to Craig Reynolds, like, because we were right at the barrier. And I remember he came out on stage, and I straight up was just like, did one of those, like, I was like, oh, God, there he is kind of things. And then Evie saw, kind of like poked fun at me, like, oh, are you fangirling? I was like, yeah, a little bit. Shut up, kind of thing.
Blushing.
Yeah, I was like, from like me to that torso. Sorry, it's a merch thing. I swear.
Me to the
There's not just a human torso in here, but like me to that torso away after they finished their set was where he was, like in regards to me. I was like, I'm so close to grand finals. This is crazy. But yeah, sorry, I keep hijacking the conversation. I'm sorry.
No,
You've
it's
been
okay.
listening to Mind Force and stuff, like anything else that's like been popping out at you a lot, like heavier music wise?
I feel like maybe not like heavier necessarily. I like going to the shows.
Yeah,
I like going to the shows. I don't feel like it's been in like my rotation, at least not like in the last like 2 weeks.
that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. Yeah, because Pleasure Dome's played in like there's like a big hardcore scene in Syracuse, and Pleasure Dome's played up there a lot.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like having Pleasure Dome kind of like get integrated into the hardcore scene in that area.
I guess they just like the music.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah. We played at the Bundy recently. We played a show with P.L.E.A.S.U.R.E and Torture Agenda and Mind Contorted from Binghamton, and they're all like heavier bands, and it was like. I mean, first of all, it was like flattering to get like an invitation from like Torture Agenda to play, but then like honestly, like that lineup was like, well, you were there, right?
Yeah, I think so. Was that the one in Binghamton?
Yeah,
at the Bundy?
I think
I
you
was
were
there.
maybe
I
like,
got there right as you guys finished. I was so bummed out because the flyer made it look like you were playing last. So I was like, oh, cool, I have time. And I got there like I was walking in as you were finishing your last song.
Oh.
I was so bummed out.
Yeah, everybody got to get to the shows on time.
Get to the
Gotta
shows
get to
early.
Stay the whole time.
Stay the whole time. Just get there. I love that you looked at the camera to say that. Like, I love when people interact with the camera more. The last person I had on said something and was just like, and then I went and did this, and this happened. And like, it was great. Yeah, I remember that show. That was really cool. I almost played with P.L.E.A.S.U.R.E once. I just couldn't. They needed a certain amount of money for gas, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to have enough bands or enough money to like pay the venue without going into my own pocket. So I cannot guarantee money from you guys. I'm so sorry.
I see what you're saying.
And he was cool. He was like, no, I appreciate you being up front and everything, so that's cool. But yeah, from what I've heard, P.L.E.A.S.U.R.E is cool.
Yeah, they're sick.
So like playing shows and everything, that kind of brings back. Is there like anything that you do to like get in the zone or anything like that, like when you're playing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess
because I originally asked that, and then I asked something else like immediately afterwards, so that was my fault.
Took
yes.
a long way to get there, but
yeah,
I
we're
guess,
full circle
like,
now. It's fine.
Just the people who I'm doing it with, like when I'm writing specifically, and I like listen to the song like in my headphones, like with all of the musicians, or hear it live in the room, whatever. It's like. Just like really appreciating like each piece that everybody's bringing, and like the same thing with a live show. I guess to get ready, it's like, I just like it sounds so stupid, but I just like
you're good.
I just like think about like my friends who I'm like making music with, and I like
awesome.
think about like what they bring like musically, and then also just like who they mean to me as people, and like yeah, I feel like I don't know, it just gets me in the zone. Like it sounds so corny, but it's like
you think of that and you're like, I'm ready to play live now.
Yeah, like I get like excited, and I feel like like there are these musicians who I like really look up to, and like they have included me in this, and they want me to be a part of this.
That's
and
awesome.
For whatever reason, like they appreciate what I'm bringing to the table, and so it's like, I want to do my best, like. For them to
kind of like to like that's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like kind of do your best to like, because I've kind of had kind of similar where it's just like, oh, I need to prove to these people, like to these guys, that like I can't do this kind of thing, like prove to them like I do deserve to be in the spot that I'm in with you guys. Like that's kind of how I felt when I was with Crafter, like touring with them, because they've toured like nonstop for like 5 years essentially, and they asked me to like tour with them, and I was like, okay, but like the whole time I was just like, all right, I'm gonna prove to them that I can do this kind of thing. So
yeah, it makes you like rise to the
occasion. It makes you want to like do better and everything.
Yeah.
Do you ever like get nervous? I didn't say that. Do you ever get nervous to play live? I didn't say that into the mic.
Definitely. I feel like it just depends a lot on just like my headspace in general.
Yeah.
Not even so much like. Oh, this is like a high stakes show, or this is a low stakes show. Like it, like to me, it's just like I'm just having like an anxious day today.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, so like that whole thing about like a high stakes show or a low stakes show or whatever, like there's been times where like when I've gotten to play like a high stakes show or whatever, I I try not to think of it like that because then I feel like I get in my head too much. But like I feel like you would probably relate to this, but it's more so like I know for me it's like yeah, sure it's a high stakes show, but it's more so just like I'm just anxious and antsy to start. Like I want to start and get it over with, so I don't have to worry about that or whatever. But yeah, it's I had a thought, I just lost it. I'm sorry. But no, that kind of made me think of another question I wanted to ask you. I didn't write it down, but this is the one thing you said, like about your headspace and everything. Do you find that like if you're having like an off day or just like feeling down or whatever, does that affect? I'm assuming like does that affect like how you play sometimes? Like if you're having like a rough day or whatever, and then and then you're playing a set, do you feel like it makes you like? Because I know for me, like it makes me like more self-conscious about like if I'm doing it right, and then if I like miss a note or mess up or something, it just kind of like makes me like shut down, and I'm like, well, I'm embarrassed now, and then I just kind of play.
I think that I've definitely had shows like that. Yes, I've definitely had shows like that or like moments in shows. I like to think that like with every show I get a little bit better about like the recovery,
Yeah.
you know, and my friends who have like played in bands before have been really helpful and like yeah, just like once if you mess up just keep going, you
Yeah,
know.
like giving good advice and everything about
And realizing like and I of course like seeing other bands live it's like oh they messed up but like it's not like the whole set is ruined and it's not like you're
Yeah.
just sitting there like wow can you believe like
He missed an open.
yeah
What an idiot. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's hard sometimes. Like, I'm sorry for my squeaky chair. It's hard sometimes for like if you're playing in like like because like we do this because like it's fun. We love music and we love doing it. We love playing and everything. So like we try to have as much fun as possible. But like I know for me, like if I'm like just having a day where I'm just like, oh yeah, I just like feel miserable today, or like something happened and I'm like super depressed, and I'm like trying to get past it for the sake of like the set. But like if something happens during that, it's like it's really hard to like not want to shut down and just be like, oh well, I'm embarrassed now, kind of thing.
oh
Yeah. So
well don't feel that way.
I know. Yeah. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm sorry. I'm always self-conscious about like I'll ask someone a question and then I'll be like, well, I do this kind of thing.
oh no we're just having a conversation
Yeah, we're just vibing, being
right.
silly, goofy. Get it? All right. Sorry, that was corny. Oh God, what do I have next?
well do you have like things that kind of help you get in the zone like before a show
I mean, I feel like maybe like depending on the show, like the size of it, I guess, or like what the show is. For the most part, I feel like it's mainly just me being anxious. Like I just want to start because I just want to play music. But there have been times before where like if it is like a higher stake show, I'll kind of like take a second for myself and just be like, okay, this, whatever. Like, don't be anxious. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna go out there and have fun. Every now and then we'll have like a quick pep talk before we play. Like depending on what the show is, like everyone huddles up. It's like, all right, we're gonna go out and have fun, and we all like fist bump or something. But for the most part, it's just me standing there like, okay, is the band done? All right, they're done. Are they tearing down? Okay, I'm gonna go get my stuff, and I just kind of like think to myself like what I can do to make it go faster to like give like the any extra amount of time I can because I'm like trying to prepare for like what if something messes up or like my pedals don't work or like something happens. So I'm also just trying to be like as quickly as getting on and off as quickly as we can.
Yeah, I would say like if something, because you're talking about like, oh, do you ever like mess up and then you're kind of just like stuck in that like headspace, like technical difficulties or like knowing like, yeah, just like, oh no, like I forgot to like turn my setting on or something like that. Like sometimes that's like, oh fuck, like
yeah, yeah, like Disruptor played up in Ballston Spa at a tattoo shop. I had my wireless, but our first song starts, we have like a clip, and then our first song starts with just me.
Oh, no
and
pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think about it. I'm just like, all right, cool. It starts with me, and I start playing, and I'm into it and everything. It's just like a simple like dun 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 kind of thing, but as soon as we started, my wireless started cutting out.
Oh no.
So it was like dun 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 kind of thing. That just ruined the rest of the night for me. And I was like actively trying to tell myself like, it happens, fuck it, you're good, whatever. But like it kept happening randomly, and we all had like a lot of like technical issues at that show. But at that point, I was like trying to tell myself like, I even made a comment in the like over the mic. I was like, yeah, we fucked up technical difficulties, but like we're having fun, fuck it, yeah, kind of thing. Trying to like get people, play it off and like make the best of it. But it is hard to not like let it just ruin the rest of the set for me sometimes.
Oh no.
But it happens. Whatever. No.
Like Aaliyah says, you just dust yourself off and try again.
Who is that? Aaliyah? Oh God, who is that? I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
dust yourself off and try it
yeah.
again. Okay, I thought so. That's kind of something I meant to ask before. Is like, who are some inspirations for like you just doing music in general? Like maybe this band, but like, or like writing lyrics or whatever. Like some inspirations for you as a musician as a whole, and writing lyrics is something I'm curious about.
Okay, I feel like. Ooh.
I'm asking the deep questions now.
I guess, okay, so as far as like my inspiration for lyrics, you mean like other artists or just like where do I get inspiration for
just
my lyrics
anything
from?
Really.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of my inspiration for lyrics has come from like movies and my childhood. Yeah, a lot from like my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like, that like just like weird like crazy delusional state that you are in as a child, and like how like your memories from childhood feel like dreams sometimes.
Yeah.
Like just trying to like kind of like tap into that, and or like taking like like snapshots that I remember from childhood and just like elaborating on those.
Okay. Kind of like taking a picture and trying to put it into words kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Or just like taking the picture and then like building a
off
fake
of it.
story around it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, thanks.
I like that.
And like fairy tales too. There's a song about that based off of fairy tale.
What's your favorite fairy tale? Side
Oh,
question.
my favorite fairy tale. Oh.
Rumpelstiltskin. No, I don't know. I totally ruined your vibe. Vibe. I'm sorry.
I love the story of like the nightingale.
Okay.
Did you ever read that one?
I maybe when I was younger, but I can't remember most things, so I can't remember really.
There's like a nightingale and fuck, I feel like I'm gonna mess up the story now.
It's okay.
I'm like, yes, this one's my favorite, but like
this is my favorite. I don't remember anything about it.
basically the emperor like wants to hear the nightingale sing all the time, so they like make him like kind of like a mechanical nightingale, and the real nightingale like leaves and doesn't come back. And then the emperor falls ill.
Okay.
And like basically only like the real nightingale is able to like they ask the nightingale to come
bring him back or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like the nightingale
vaguely ringing a bell.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's so sweet. The nightingale singing like heals the emperor, but the emperor has to learn like you have to be okay with like the nightingale just like coming and going like as she pleases. Oh wait, I thought of like, another fairy tale that I love.
Please do.
Okay, so there's a movie Donkey Skin.
I thought you were going to say Don Quixote, and I was like, that's the only one that I had that thought like 30 seconds ago. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my God, no way. It's very similar to like, shoot, what was I going to say? I lost my train of
Donkey
thought.
Skin.
Yeah.
That's as much as I can
I
help.
guess very similar to like Cinderella.
Okay.
It's a very similar story, but there's a movie based off of it that's just like dreamy, super
is it also
vibrant
called
colors.
Donkey Skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in French, but I feel like that's been like a lot of like inspiration for me. Maybe like melodically.
Okay.
Which is like, it's kind of strange to say. Like, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if you've experienced this, but like I feel like when I'm writing, especially melodies, in my mind I can think like, oh, I want this song to have like this kind of feel, or like oh, I can hear almost like this other vocalist singing this type of
Okay,
melody on
yeah, yeah,
top of
yeah.
it. And so like I can write something that to me sounds like that vocalist, but then like because I'm like not that person, it sounds like completely different. Does that make sense?
No, I totally get that.
Okay.
There's been times where I've written things where I'm like I wrote something for like with a guest vocalist spot in mind, and I'm like, oh, that'd be sick to have someone with like this type of vocal, and then I'm like, I could probably do something to like get the idea across, and then I do it, and I'm like, this sounds like shit. So it does not sound at all like how I wanted. So yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, just sounding completely different.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I say that like I feel like my melodies are inspired by that movie, but like I don't feel like you would listen to that like listen to that soundtrack and feel like, oh yeah, that sounds like a Pleasure Dome melody. You
Oh,
know, it's
gotcha.
just
Okay, that's cool though. Um, I have no good segues into my questions. I'm trying to make them flow
oh, it's
organically, so I'm just
okay.
like, but because I don't want to be like, cool, thank you, next question, kind of thing. But if I remember right, you were or are vegetarian or vegan?
Oh, I was vegetarian for a long time and vegan for a couple of years, but
Okay.
now I'm gluten free.
Oh, okay. I mean, no, I get it. I think I might have to have like, I've been trying to have more of a dairy-free diet because I feel like dairy
Oh,
just like does not agree with me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we get like dairy-free milk and
Wait,
stuff like
okay,
that.
now I
So
see what you were saying about the segue.
yeah, yeah, it's hard. I don't know what I'm doing. This is episode 4. I don't
That's
know what I'm doing.
hilarious.
But yeah, how do I segue from like, oh yeah, you really like fairy tales? You were vegan once,
So,
right?
so milk.
No, so I'm trying to do this thing on here because I've done it before, like on long trips, like on long road trips or whatever. Me and like Dylan from Crafter would do this thing to keep ourselves awake on like overnight drives. He would be driving, one of us would be driving, the other one co-pilot, and we do this thing called top 5, and we just do top 5 whatever. I want to start doing that here just because I think it's fun.
Oh.
So my top 5 for you, top 5 vegan snacks.
Oh, top 5 vegan snacks.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh,
You're the first
man.
person that I was able to actually remember to do a top 5 with, so
Okay.
no pressure.
Well, I feel like,
Where do I start?
yeah. I could just name 5 fruits.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I was gonna say, what's your, like? Do you have like a favorite vegan, not just fruit kind of thing? Do you have like a favorite vegan snack that's like, I don't know. Do you have a top 5 or a favorite vegan snack?
Okay, I'm just gonna,
My favorite vegan snack is water.
this could change tomorrow.
Okay.
But just off the top of my head, like what sounds amazing to me right now is like mango. I love, okay, I get this like cookie dough that's gluten free and vegan,
Ooh, okay.
and I could eat like a whole package of the cookie dough.
Nice.
So definitely that.
As you should.
um, love cashews.
I don't like peanuts. Sorry.
I love like beverages. So like right now, I love like like a chai or a matcha or like a kombucha. You know, just gotta have a like a little extracurricular beverage. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
And another like vegan snack. Miniature cucumbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are cucumbers or are pickles just cucumbers?
They are, yeah.
I found that out a few years ago, and like, it sounds stupid, but like my mind was blown. I was like, how did I go my entire life without knowing this? What the hell? But yeah. Okay. So miniature cucumbers and gluten-free vegan cookie dough.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now I just want to make cookies now.
It's time. It's like
First time I ever went over to your apartment, I don't know if it was the one you have now, but first time I ever went over to your apartment, we had vegan insomnia cookies.
vegan
I remember that.
insomnia
Yeah.
cookies.
Or maybe just regular insomnia cookies, but we had cookies. It comes full circle once again.
Whoa. Wait, I don't remember this happening.
it was years ago. Like I needed like years ago I needed a place to stay, and I was like, hey, can I just like sleep on your floor? for tonight just because like stuff got messed up. I need a place to stay, and you let me sleep on a couch, which thank you by the way.
Whoa.
But yeah, you had like a bunch of insomnia cookies, and you were like, hey, you want to have some cookies with me? It was like 1 a.m. We just like eating cookies in your dining room at 1 a.m.
That's so wild. I don't know why I have no
Do you not remember
memory
that?
of this. I have
Really?
no memory of this.
Well, that's awkward because I was like, I stayed at your house one time. You don't remember? That's just.
Wait,
I
feel
swear it was
crazy.
consensual. I swear. I just need to clarify.
No, I'm sure it happened. Like honestly, like I just have like a peanut brain for memory. Like it's crazy. It's like the stories that you've told me. Like I'm just like, wait, what? Like I can like only barely remember
Like bits and pieces of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really smart. What can? This is big brain time.
Wait, that's crazy. Now, okay, not right now, but I will recall this. I will try and. Oh wait, that's.
Yeah, it'll just be like a random day, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, we ate cookies at like 1 a.m. And I think at least one of them, maybe. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing everything I'm saying.
Yeah, what if you're just
What if I'm just wrong?
Dreamed it or something?
I just like none of this is real. Nothing is real.
That's wild.
But I think that's probably a good spot to end it.
Okay.
But Cydney, thank you so much for thank you so much for putting up with me, I should say. No, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Is there anything you want to say or like anything you want to plug? Like socials, like for you, your band, anything like that? What do you guys got? What are you working on? What do you want to promote?
Oh, so right now we're working on our full length.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, this will be our first full length.
Nice.
Yeah, we're just in it right now.
We're in the thick of it.
Yeah, and it's it's fun. It's going. It's happening.
It's happening, I swear.
But definitely check out Healthy Dose Records. It's kind of like our DIY label. Our meaning like two of the guys in the band
Okay. Y'all
helps
accepting
with
new
it.
bands?
Yeah. And yeah, with some friends down in New York, and so right now we're on there, and our friend Jackie, I don't know. There's another band, but I don't know if they're like official, so I won't say. But
you can just make up a word and I'll bleep it out. Yeah, they're called.
Yeah, so we're working the full length. We're working with Healthy Dose Records, and right now our actually you can hear if you come to the show at the Bundy, December 8th. We're gonna play with Bunk. We're going to play...
Y'all are playing at the Bundy on the 8th? I didn't know that.
That's right. We're going to play with Wiring and Giovanni Orsini and the Inebriators.
That's a fun sentence to say.
Yeah. But December 8th, the time...
I think this might be out before then. I don't know.
It's like 6 or 7 will be the time of the show. I don't know what time.
If this comes out before December 8th,
definitely come.
You better fucking get there. And if it's out after December 8th, I'm sorry, you missed out.
And we'll play one of the songs that we've written that's not out on like Spotify,
okay.
But you know, it's for the full length. So.
Yes, go follow Pleasure Dome on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Do you guys have YouTube? Y'all on MySpace? No, I'm sorry.
Wow, I wish.
You remember MySpace?
Customizable backgrounds.
Yeah, it was so weird. Yeah. I miss that too, kind of. Like, I don't even like social media really, but I'm just like, I would do that again if I could.
It was just like fun. Figure out.
How does this best describe me as a person?
Figure out the code to give yourself like the glitter.
Yeah.
Borders or like.
Yeah, MySpace was teaching us like how to be like computer hackers at like our impressionable teen years. But yeah, follow Pleasure Dome on Instagram, social media, all of that stuff. Follow Cydney if you want to put your name in there, or if you want me to put your name in there, I can. Follow everyone. Everyone's great. Yeah, Cydney, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, John.
Thank you all for watching and or listening. Or if you just shut it off as soon as you heard my voice, I don't blame you. It's fine too. All the same things I said about her. Do that for just listen. Follow us if you want. Just listen. It's easy. I don't know how to promote this. It's fun though. Thank you for being here again.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna go now. So bye-bye. Have a good night. Blowing kisses. Bye.